Good evening and welcome to Perspectives Daily. I'm Noel Okel. We begin in Rome today at the Pope's weekly general audience, where he continued his catechesis on baptism. He invited the parents and godparents to teach children to make the sign of the cross correctly. The sign of the cross, he said, is a reminder of who we are and to whom we belong. Here now is a summary from Vatican News.
Pope Francis continued his catechesis on baptism at the Wednesday general audience, inviting parents and godparents to teach children to make the sign of the cross correctly. Speaking off the cuff, the Holy Father urged parents and godparents to teach children to make this sign correctly, because if they learn it as children, they will make it correctly later as adults, he said. Pope Francis said the words pronounced and gestures performed at the celebration of baptism unfold the sacrament's meaning as the beginning of our new life in Christ.
Now, before the general audience today, Tom Evans, the father of a seriously ill child, Alfie Evans, met with the Pope pleading for asylum so that his son, who has a rare brain disease, may receive care in Italy and not be euthanized in England. CNS has this report.
Begging Pope Francis to help his son Alfie, Tom Evans met the Pope before his general audience April 18th. Mr. Evans pleaded for asylum in Italy so his seriously ill son could receive care and not be euthanized in England.
What I got from it is that he told one of his colleagues to immediately start something when I asked for asylum. So I don't know if asylum is getting worked now. I don't know what's going on now. I just know that the Pope's took action and he's taken action on something. I seen the love and the care and the emotion in his eyes, and I'm so fortunate to have that opportunity to be put in front of him today, and I'm hoping that the Pope can save my son.
During the private meeting, the child's father asked the Pope to speak out publicly in support of Alfie during the general audience, at which the Holy Father gladly did.
Attiro l'attenzione di nuovo a Vincent Laurent e al piccolo Alfie Evans. Vorrei ribadire e fortemente confermare che l'unico padrone della vita dall'inizio alla fine naturale è Dio. E il nostro dovere è fare del tutto per custodire la vita.
This plea to the Pope comes as Alfie's parents are fighting to take the child to Rome for further treatment at the Bambino Gesu hospital, but a court ruling in the UK is preventing that from happening after judges have concluded that the child is in a semi-vegetative state and that any further treatment would be futile. In China now, Catholics in the Henan province are being warned that churches and other Catholic venues will be closed if they don't adhere to the revised government regulations on religious affairs. New government rules now include a ban on religious venues holding any training sessions, as well as a ban on children being brought to the church by their parents. Religious Affairs Bureau in that country has now adopted a principle of separating education and religion, disallowing religion to be taught publicly. The government is warning that Catholics in that country must follow the policy, threatening that if anyone doesn't follow the new rules, authorities will pursue persons responsible and begin to close churches. And finally, tonight, the Canadian Conference of Catholic Bishops addressed the media today in a press conference to provide clarity on their response to the residential school issue and also to set the record straight about reported misconceptions that Pope Francis has refused to apologize to the Indigenous peoples of Canada for the Church's role in the historic residential school abuses. A recent letter from the CCCB President Bishop Lionel Grandon to the Indigenous peoples has been widely misunderstood and reported by media that the Pope refuses to apologize to Indigenous peoples, causing an uproar among the Native community and undermining current reconciliation efforts. The press conference held today in Ottawa on Parliament Hill was an opportunity for the bishop to provide facts and clarity on reported misinformation and misunderstandings. And I will have more details and commentary from the press conference on tomorrow's show, so be sure to tune in. In the meantime, all materials provided from the bishop to the media is available on our website listed below. And that is all that we have time for today. Join us again tomorrow when I bring you more news and stories with the perspectives of a Catholic lens. I'm Noel Ogle, and thank you for joining us.